BBC News with David Harper. A major rescue operation has ended after debris from a missing submersible was found near the wreck of the Titanic. All 5 men on board the craft are dead. The US Coast Guard says it suffered a catastrophic implosion deep in the Atlantic Ocean. Reports earlier this week of underwater noises had raised hopes that the passengers were still alive. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received several standing ovations in the US Congress. He was addressing the chamber as part of a state visit to Washington. Mr. Modi said the scope of cooperation between the two countries was endless. An air raid alert has been issued for the whole of Ukraine. Sirens sounded in the early hours of Friday with a military warning of possible Russian missile and drone attacks. There have been reports of explosions in the city of Zaporizhia. There have been calls for calm ahead of Sierra Leone's presidential vote on Saturday. African election observers have expressed concern about incidents of violence and intimidation. They urge the security forces to remain apolitical. Zambia has reached a deal to restructure billions of dollars of debt, most of which is owed to China. Zambia was the first country to default on debt during the COVID pandemic. The Libyan authorities have detained 50 Chinese nationals following a raid on an illegal cryptocurrency operation. It's thought crypto miners are attracted to Libya partly because of its low energy costs. Brazil's president has called on the world's richest governments to pay for the environmental damage of the past 200 years. Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva said developed countries must help finance the preservation of the Amazon rainforest and other vulnerable areas. European football's governing body has responded for the first time to criticism of this month's Champions League final in Istanbul. UEFA's president admitted there were problems for fans of Manchester City and Inter Milan. Some described having to spend hours queuing for transport and being left with no water. That's the latest. BBC News.